Hello, welcome back to the channel. Slightly different video today, one that might be a little bit shocking to read, which is 5 reasons why you shouldn't become an entrepreneur and start your own business. Now, the motivation for this video came from a call I was just on with a guy who I met in my building, met him in the gym, and he's 22 years old, about to finish off his uni degree. And he asked me what I did in the gym, and I explained it. And when you tell someone that you're an entrepreneur or you've got your own business, you can see straight away in their eyes whether they feel like that's the path they want to go down. And he asked if he could pick my brains on a few things, mainly about his actual idea and kind of building it and scaling it and turning it from an idea into a reality. And what shocked me the most is that when he actually started pitching me his idea and asked my opinion, that I was quite, not negative, but I was quite off-putting. And the first things that came into my head was all the reasons why he shouldn't do it, why he shouldn't become an entrepreneur. And it's not to put him off, and it's not to put you guys off if you're listening to this. It's just that I think there's a lot of glamorizing entrepreneurship, and you see these gurus online with their Lamborghinis and their watches, and you think it's going to be easy, and it's not easy. It's very, very hard. So I put together a little video here which explains, which goes through my reasons why you shouldn't build a business, or the 5 biggest things that, I think are tough, and 5 reasons why it might not be for everyone. So we'll get straight into them, and then I'll leave a closing comment about a future video that I'll make, which might be a little bit more upbeat. But here are the 5 reasons why you shouldn't start your own business. Reason 1, it's hard. And I'm talking about hard, not running a 5K hard. It's like running or walking with a blindfold on to a destination that you don't quite know where it is. And every 2-3K or so, someone comes up and just punches you in the face. And the best part is that the destination that you think you're traveling to, you never get there, because by the time you get close enough, either the destination moves or you want to go somewhere else. The overriding point there is that there's no progression, or there's no destination. Once you're given the job title of an entrepreneur, you either have it until you die, until you sell and become retired, or you go back into full-time employment. It's not like a normal career where you get a job title as maybe a junior and then you climb the ranks one by one. Once you have this title, it's stuck with you until you either give it back or you lose it. Reason number 2 is incredibly lonely. Now, unless you went to Harvard Business School, it's likely that a lot of the people you surround yourself with are in full-time employment, or at least hope to be in full-time employment. This means that you are the anomaly in your friendship group, in your life, with your family. You are the one, in a lot of cases, who's different to everyone else. This means that you're going to have problems, challenges, and you're going to have to make sacrifices that to a lot of people either don't make any sense or they don't want you to make. You're going to lose friends, you're going to lose relationships, people are going to question why you've changed, and unless they're good friends, you're probably going to want to cut them anyway. And this overall concept is going to lead to you feeling extremely lonely and extremely isolated. No one's going to understand the problems that you have, or at least you don't think you can communicate the problems that you have, because it's not worth it, because they're not going through the same things. You're going to question what they're going through and the problems that other people, and you're going to say this is not as bad as what I've got going on. And this whole isolation does kind of just get worse and worse until you end up building a support group around you of people who are at least on the same journey as you, or think they're on the same journey as you. So you can kind of realize that you are in this boat with other people, but it's going to be a very, very different experience for everyone. And that leads me on to the 3rd reason, which is that no one's coming to save you. Ultimately, you're going to be extremely responsible for your business. Now, even if you have a partner in business, they're not going to be able to pay your bills for you. They're not going to be able to put food on your table. Your business is not going to be saved by some luck or someone that comes in and gives you a lucky break, or allows you to grow, or comes in and gives you a load of money. You're going to have to be responsible for driving your business forward. And it's not like where you can rely on other people like you can in employment. You can rely on the sales team to make enough revenue so that your operations job is very safe. You can rely on other people, or maybe your CEO, to produce enough value to the world that your business doesn't struggle, and that you can take a pay rise every year and you can take 25 days holiday. That doesn't exist when you're on your own. There is no such thing as holidays. There is no such thing as breaks. Every second that you spend away from doing what you need to do, every excuse that you give yourself into why you don't need to work today, why you don't need to work this evening, ultimately just doesn't get you any closer to your goals, and actually pulls you back away from it. So once that daunting feeling comes across to you that you are on your own, it is one that you never shake, and you kind of need to have that anxiety in order to grow, but it's not for everyone. And once you realise that no one is going to come and save you, and no one's going to come and save your business, or no one's going to come and save your career path, it's very freeing. But you have to have that anxiety first to be able to then come through and prove to yourself that you can do this. Number 4, everyone's going to think that you're an idiot. Now, hopefully they're not as blunt as that, and they don't come out and just call you an idiot, but you're going to be questioned to why you've left potentially a stable job, or why you're not going to follow the status quo of going to university, getting a job and working until you're 60 and then retiring and enjoying a few years left before you're in a wheelchair. Everyone's going to have an opinion. Your family are going to have opinions. Your partner will have an opinion. Your friends are going to have an opinion. Your boss is going to have an opinion. Everyone you speak to is going to have an opinion on why you shouldn't do it. Some will back you. Your real friends will back you. But everyone is going to have their opinion on why you shouldn't do it, or why it's going to fail. And batting that away and keeping your enthusiasm is extremely challenging at times, because you begin to believe them, especially when things don't go the way that you planned. Like, you'll go into it with so much enthusiasm and think, I'm going to do this in 2 weeks, I'm going to do this in 2 months, I'm going to do this in a year. And it takes so much longer than you ever think, that when the skepticism starts coming in, you're going to be it's very, very hard to then bat that away. You're going to feel like everyone wants you to fail, or maybe not wants you to fail, but everyone's looking at you. Everyone's waiting for you to make your next move. Everyone's waiting for you to go back on LinkedIn and post that you've got a job working somewhere. Until you experience that feeling that everyone's staring at you and all eyes are on you, it's very hard to imagine. And it does go away, thankfully. Maybe you have the feeling of you don't belong, but that feeling of everyone watching you does go away until it then comes back when you then go on to do the bigger and the next thing you're then going to go on to do. Reason number 5 is that you have to become a person that you aren't yet. Now, that might not make sense, but entrepreneurs have to become a person that they haven't ever been before. It's not like when you have a career path where you can see the people who are more senior than you and you go, right, I need to step into that account management role, or I need to step into that director or partner role, and you can follow the footprints and the blueprint that someone has put down. You need to walk into rooms with people who are 3 times older than you and pitch how your business is going to deliver their 100-year-old family business value. And that's extremely challenging, especially the first time that you do it. The resilience that you kind of have to show in order to gain your confidence back from, say, one sales call to another sales call, where you pitch someone, you've got the best product in the world, and you can deliver them so much value, but they just push you down, or they don't want to buy from you, and it knocks your confidence. But then 10 minutes later, you've got to get back on the horse because you've got another sales call. No hierarchy when it comes to the world of being in business. There's no boss, there's no person necessarily above you. You walk into a room with a complete level playing field, and the most successful people that I know, and the people who have achieved the most, they want to help you, and they're a lot less scary than you probably think. But you have to go into these meetings and you have to walk into these rooms and be a successful person, even if you're not quite there yet. Once you master the ability to become a chameleon and to be able to adapt and change into every room, it's a confidence, and it's a skill that you'll have them for life, no matter what you end up doing. But it's very daunting at first. I remember when me and my business partner walked into a trade show, and we're 23 years old, 24 years old, trying to pitch established business owners. You feel so out of place. Imposter syndrome is real. You'll question whether you deserve or whether you belong to be there. And it's, again, a feeling that doesn't ever really go away until you master the confidence of becoming a chameleon and being able to put yourself into any shoes. So they're my 5 reasons. Now, again, this isn't to discourage anyone. It wasn't to discourage the guy I was talking to. It's just to give a little bit more reality into how hard business really is. And entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. I know some people who would hate it. I know some people who would love it. They just haven't got the, I'm not going to say the balls, but they haven't got the confidence to go and do it yet. And I hope that one day they can go and do it. But it's so much harder than anyone ever thinks it is, and it takes so much longer. I think there's a famous saying where it says it takes so much longer than you ever imagine, and then it happens quicker than you could ever imagine. So thanks for listening, and in the next episode I'm going to go through 5 reasons why you should start your own business. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.